It is overtime here again at Old Favorite Friday, discussing incredible classic beers and giving them the love and the respect that they so rightfully deserve. And this beer comes from a brewery that we have talked about so many times on Old Favorite Friday. That is Weihenstephaner. It is identified as the oldest continuously operating brewery in the world, and everything they do is incredible. But I will be honest with you, I have never had their Doppelbock. I've never had Korbinian before. This was a beer that was recommended to me by someone, said this would be the perfect beer for Old Favorite Friday. I said, well, it's a Weihenstephaner beer, so of course it will be. But I had to make sure I tried it first. So I picked up a couple bottles, had one over the weekend, and man, is this a perfect beer. This is a Doppelbock. It comes in at 7.4%, but it is, the depth of flavor on this beer is incredible. It has almost like porter-like qualities. There's some roasted malts, there's some black bread, but you mix it in with this toffee and raisin, a little bit of nuttiness to it. It is fantastic. You have hints of figs, raisins to go along, the fruity aspects to go along with the other aspects of the beer. It's a sight to behold. This beer, it's medium bodied at 7.4% alcohol, and it drinks really, really cleanly. You're not looking for like a big alcohol bomb, even though you're talking about a 7.4% beer. The alcohol is so well integrated into the beer, and it is just lush and full of flavor. I love Weihenstephaner. I kind of promote them for everything we do. I always say, if you go into a local, a beer spot, a bottle spot, and you pick up a Weihenstephaner beer, you're going to be a happy person, regardless of the beer that you pick up. And this is just another example of why that's true. I love the Doppelbock style. This is actually a little bit darker than most Doppelbocks. They kind of tend to be a little more brown, tannish. This has a little more of those kind of porter vibes, which makes sense for the kind of the roasted malt, the black bread flavors that you're picking out of it. But by no means does this not hit the nail on the head for the Doppelbock style. The flavor compounds, the mouthfeel, the body, yeah, they're all absolutely perfect. You can't go wrong with the Weihenstephaner beer. You can't go wrong with the Korbinian. And I've added this now to my list of beers that I just have to pick up more often. I have to enjoy more often, and I have to give a little bit more love on a regular basis. We always talk about food and beer pairings when it comes to these beers. I think the perfect thing you can do with this is going with a bourbon glazed pork chop or a bourbon glazed pork loin. Those bourbon flavors, the smokiness would blend really, really well with the roasted malts, with the fig, with the raisin. I think it would just be perfect. Pork is a perfect meat to go with something like this because it's kind of got a medium mouthfeel to it. It's not too heavy. This beer is not too heavy. The other thing you can try here is I talked about those smoked flavors, smoked meats, smoked barbecue, heavy on spices. You have the fig and the raisin to balance out that spice characteristic. I just think they'd be a perfect pair. I hope you guys will go pick this beer up this weekend. I hope you'll even try that with some of those foods we talked about. If you do, please let us know. We really appreciate getting feedback from you guys. If you're enjoying these beers as much as we do, I don't know if that's possible to enjoy this beer as much as I do, but I digress. So make sure you come back to see us next week for another Old Favorite Friday. Make sure you like and subscribe to these videos so you can get this content every single week. If you love beer as much as we do, we want you to do that. And we'll see you next time on Old Favorite Friday. Cheers.